Today we are going to recap a 2023 thriller mystery movie titled Leave the World Behind. It tells the story of how two different families accidentally cross paths and must now get over their differences and work together to survive in a country that is under attack. In the opening scene of the movie, we see Amanda packing her bags very early in the morning. Her husband wakes up and the first thing he sees is his wife packing bags. He asks her why she's packing and she tells him that she wants to get away from the city and everyone else for the weekend. She also tells him that she rented a beach house that morning. That's the house where the whole family will stay. This is strange news to Clay, and although he isn't excited about the sudden vacation, he doesn't have any reasonable excuse to get out of it, so he agrees. That same day, the couple and their kids, Rose and Archie, leave for the beach house. They got to the house and it looks amazing. They quickly settle and start enjoying the features of the house. The kids play in the pool and Clay is glad to see his family happy. Amanda heads to the store to get groceries and she also gets a pack of cigarettes for Clay. She wants him to enjoy himself. Later that evening, the whole family headed to the beach. While relaxing and having a good time, Rose draws their attention to a big ship in the sea. She says that the ship is moving towards them. They looked at the ship, but there wasn't a cause for alarm. They continue eating and relaxing, but Rose is still focused on the ship. After a while, she draws their attention to the ship again, and this time the ship is a lot closer to shore and does not look like it is going to stop. Amanda quickly wakes Clay and everyone, including others on the beach, starts running away. Truly, the ship was out of control and it was stopped by sand. The family returns home and Amanda is eager to understand the whole situation with the ship and why it malfunctioned. She opens her laptop to check the news, but she sees that there's no network, and to make matters worse, the TV is also not working. While Amanda and Clay are still trying to figure this out, they see two deers outside and they smile at them, not knowing that they should actually be worried. Later that night, Amanda and Clay get a knock on the door. It is Scott and his daughter, Ruth. Scott tells them that they are the actual owners of the house and would love to come in because the whole town is blacked out and they can't continue their journey to the city. Clay invites them in, but Amanda is against it. Amanda claimed that she already rented the property for the weekend, so Scott shouldn't be asking for this kind of favor. She tries to make a complaint, but there is no network. Scott then goes to a drawer in the house, opens it, and we see a pistol and money in it. He takes out $1,000 and hands it to Clay as a refund, just so they let him and his daughter stay overnight. Clay accepts and Amanda is still not happy, as he does not believe Scott is the owner of the house. Amanda interrogates Scott, and right in the middle of that, the TV suddenly turns on, and they see that there is a national emergency, and because of that, all the city lights are off. They finally allow Scott and Ruth to stay in the basement. Ruth is not happy to stay in the basement. That night, the TV shows that there is a global cyber attack. The next day, Rose goes to Amanda's room, wakes her up, and tells her that she wants to see the last season of Friends, but due to the blackout, she can't. Rose is not happy, so she goes to sit by the pool outside where she sees a lot of deer in the garden, staring at her. Back in the house, Ruth and Amanda are chatting and having coffee when Scott walks in on them. He asks if there's any update and Amanda tells him that Clay has gone out to find information on what is going on. After the brief chat, Amanda leaves to see Archie, and Scott and Ruth are left alone. They worry if they'll see Maya again. Maya is Scott's wife and Ruth's mom. We then see Rose and her brother Archie in the pool, and Rose tells him about the deets she saw earlier that day. According to Rose, the deers were trying to say something, but Archie did not pay attention to Rose. Clay, on the other hand, is still driving, trying to find answers, but she does not see anyone. Scott also gets in his car to drive around, also hoping to find answers, but he also does not see anyone. He later comes across an abandoned house with broken windows. He sees a radio box in the house and tries to get a signal with it, but he doesn't get any. Clay, on the other hand, is met by a horrified lady. She tries to talk to him in Spanish, but he does not understand. He later drives off, and out of nowhere, some papers fly at his car. Scott, on the other hand, continues his search for information and takes a walk on the beach. Here, he sees a dead man buried in the sand. To make matters worse, he sees a plane crash nose first into the sand on the beach. Scott comes back home and he is wet. While Ruth goes to find dry clothes for him, he tells Amanda that he thinks that someone messed with the satellite system in space. Suddenly, there's a very loud sonic sound, and we see Archie and Rose in the woods covering their ears because of how loud the sound is. The kids get back home and go to their rooms. Amanda is now pissed, and she asks Scott to say all he knows about what's going on, but he tells her that they should wait to hear from Clay. She insists that with a plane crashing like that, something bad is about to happen. Ruth, on the other hand, is scared for her mom. Clay then comes in and hands them a paper that has Death of America written on it. It is clear to them that America is not safe, and they immediately leave to New Jersey, leaving Scott and Ruth behind. On their way out, they come across a bunch of self-driving Tesla vehicles. These vehicles start driving themselves and start running into each other. Amanda immediately drives the whole family back to the beach house. That night, Archie is in his room, feeling sick. Ruth and Clay sit and smoke by the poolside, and Amanda and Scott sit and chat inside the house. Scott tells Amanda that a day before, he got a call from a friend who is part of a big evil cabal that runs the world. That friend told him to transfer a lot of money and take care of himself. We then see Clay telling Ruth about the scared Spanish-speaking lady that he saw and the ship incident on the beach. Rose, on the other hand, goes to meet Archie and only cares about seeing the last season of Friends. The next day, Archie wakes up feeling very sick and starts spitting blood. He then notices that his teeth are falling off. He thinks this is happening to him because of a bug that bit him when he went into the woods with Rose. They also notice that Rose is missing. Scott and Clay take Archie to find help for his current situation, and Amanda and Ruth go to find Rose. Ruth and Amanda get to a cabin in the woods, and Amanda tells Ruth to go back to the house. Ruth is pained because she thinks Amanda does not care that she is alone. Amanda apologizes for this. Scott and Clay, on the other hand, get to their destination, but the person supposed to help them warns them to stay away, or else he will shoot them. Scott is angry, and he also takes out his gun. Luckily, Clay was there to stop the matter from escalating. The man collects some money and gives them medicine to cure Archie. Amanda and Ruth, on the other hand, get confronted by numerous deers. They are frightened, and luckily for them, the deers don't attack and they run away after Amanda yells at them for a while. Amanda and Ruth then see the city from a distance and see that it is in chaos with smoke filling the air. Scott, on the other hand, confirms to Archie and Clay that the country is under attack. As the movie ends, we see Rose enter a big mansion. The mansion is filled with food, supplies, and everything they need to survive the attack. It looked like that mansion was prepared for a situation like this. She then sees a DVD collection and sees one for the show she's desperate to watch, Friends. The puts it in and sits to watch it peacefully, and the movie comes to a close.